Alright guys, so welcome into another video. I am telling you guys right now that this video is very much worth watching because it's going to help you increase the certainty, right, that whatever you want done in a call will be done in a call, right? What does this mean? This basically means that using the flow designer is going to be able to solidify the actions that you specifically want done when something comes up during the call. For example, if somebody wants to book an appointment and they want to go down, you want the assistant to go down a very specific route when booking that appointment. Like for example, you want it asking 3 questions before it books the appointment and not skip those questions. The flow designer is just for you. So stick through this video. I'm going to tell you guys are going to get a lot of value off of it. And not only that, you're going to get a lot more results when doing your voice AI calls. So with that being said, I'm actually doing a call right now with one of our assistants, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how it works.
Hey there. You've reached for me. This is Laura, the reservation assistant. Are you looking to book a reservation or something else?
Yeah, I'm looking to book a reservation.
I'd be happy to get you set up.
Yes. So it's a date night. It's actually between me and my girlfriend.
Oh, that sounds lovely. What date were you hoping to reserve for?
I was hoping to reserve for today.
Perfect. What time were you thinking?
8 p.m. if it's available.
Let me check. Yes, we can do 8 p.m. How many will be in your party?
Just 2.
Got it. A cozy table for 2. Any special requests?
Yeah, it's her birthday, so I'll probably be planning for a tiny birthday cake. Do you guys do those?
Oh, how sweet. We can definitely arrange for love.
Yes, I'm allergic to peanuts, so if there's no peanuts and you can let the chefs know, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. I'll make sure the cake is peanut free and let the chef know about your allergy. Anything else I can do for you?
Nope, that should be it. Thank you so much.
All set. I've booked your table for 2 at 8 p.m. tonight. We'll have a special peanut-free birthday cake ready for you. Have a wonderful evening and happy birthday to your girlfriend. Goodbye and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Talk soon. Bye-bye. All right, let's get into building it, guys. All right, so this is the flow designer, and this is what's going to allow you guys to have a very solidified conversation every single time you have the assistant jump on a call. All right, now this basically right here, the global settings, we'll go one by one through each of these, but the global settings, as you can see right here, this is where you're going to have the entire information, like everything that the assistant should know. It's a knowledge base. All right, so you can do it however you would like. I basically add all of the FAQs, objection handling, knowledge base, fallbacks, pretty much anything like tonality, all that stuff. I added onto the personality and background section. It's completely up to you. If you would like to do it this other way, which is a more solidified way, you would do this, right? Which is where you add each of these actions or FAQs or questions individually, right? So in here, as you can see, there are 3 things. So there's global actions, like for example, if you want to search for something in the flow, so these actions, you can add them in here. If you want to add a call transfer, you could easily go down here and you're going to be able to add that call transfer action in here, which can be used anywhere throughout the flow designer. So that's how you would do that. In this other one, it's just basically FAQs, right? So the question that the user can ask and the answer to that question, and you can add them all in here to be able to add these FAQs and make it very simple for the assistant to understand how to answer those questions. And it goes the same way for objections and special cases, right? If you want to add a special case here, you're just going to be able to add the case for the user or the agent and then add instructions to that specific case, right? But I use the flow designer for that. So it should be fairly simple to just add them all in here, and it's relatively easy to do. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing, right? This is how the agent will actually greet the user itself. So as you guys saw, I'm going to go with the conversation that you guys just heard right now, and you're going to notice that it's the exact same thing that the agent told me, right? So it went, hey there, you've reached the gourmet table. This is Laura, the reservation assistant. Just a heads up, this call may be monitored or recorded for training purposes. Are you looking to book a reservation? Now, right here, after that, it asked me to basically defined the reason for the call. So she asked me, hey there, you've reached the gourmet table. This is Laura, the reservation assistant. Are you looking to book a reservation? This is the custom greeting, right? Which is what I just mentioned. So I add this extra step here, which is going to be, if the user interrupts you, make sure to repeat the greeting message. That's going to be very important, because if usually the user will interrupt, as you saw, I did interrupt it once the call started, but it said the same thing as if I didn't interrupt her, which is very good. Definitely add this line in here. You're going to need it. Now, you might be wondering why these 2 branches in here. Okay, so there's 2 possibilities that could have happened in that call. The user, being me, could have either asked for a reservation or it could have asked a general question, right? If this depends on how many services the restaurant obviously has. If it has catering, there would be another branch or anything like that. But in this case, this example would only have 2 branches, a reservation or a general question. Now, this you would make branches by just adding a branch right here. As you can see, if I click on that, it's going to add another branch, but I can delete it because we don't need it. Now, you click on this branch right here, and in here, it asks when to go through this branch. So this is if the user is looking to book a reservation, it goes down this branch. If the user is looking to ask general questions, it'll go down this branch. All right, very simple things. Now, if it goes down reservation, we're going to find out, right, that everything that happens throughout each of these steps, we listened to during our call just now. So she said specifically, so what are we thinking? Date night or celebrating something special? Either way, I'd be happy to get you set up. That's exactly what she said, word by word. And then after that, in here, we're going to see what date were you hoping to reserve for, right? So once it says this, it goes through these 5 questions, which is collecting booking details. And in this step, we're going to ask, what day are we making the magic happen? Right, which is exactly what she mentioned throughout the call. Then got a time in mind. We're open for dinner from 5:30 to 10 p.m. How many in your party? I mentioned 2. This is a special occasion. I mentioned it's my girlfriend's birthday. Any dietary preferences or accessibility needs I should know about? I mentioned this, and I mentioned that I was allergic to peanuts. Not true, by the way. But yeah, so there, once it asked me all these 5 questions, it then proceeded to tell me and confirm the time that she booked my table for X amount of people at date and time, and that we'll see in there. And then that is basically when it led over to end the call, which is when she ended the call, it said goodbye, and then it finished. Now, if somebody went down the general question area, you're going to see that it is going to be very simple, right? It's going to, I basically prompted it to answer any questions that the user may have, and once all questions are answered, proceed to asking if they have any more questions that need to be answered, right? This might have been a little bit of a tongue twister, but basically what's happening is it's going to keep helping me until all my questions are answered. And then once all my questions are answered, she's going to ask me, hey, do you have any more questions or anything else I can help you with? That way, creating a better customer experience. But if there were no more questions, then it proceeds to the next step, and the next step being ending the call. Okay, so this is how I made that call that you guys just listened to happen. There's nothing that I changed when I made the call, so this is exactly the same prompt that I have on there that you guys are able to see. Now, what if you guys wanted to add some custom actions, or let's say any actions per se within this workflow right here? So as you guys can see, or remember, there's going to be global actions in here. So if I add a call transfer in here, let's say it's this one right here, and if somebody was looking for general questions, I would say something more along the lines here of transfer the call to the inquiry department. Just as an example, this is not written. Use the tool call transfer to transfer the call. Very simple. So this would actually have the call be transferred over to the inquiry department, right? So you guys are able to add actions just as I showed you right here. And if you guys ever want to add any chevron results, right, which is from custom actions, then you just need to put a chevron down. Obviously, there's no results found because it's not connected to an actual custom action, but this is how you're going to be able to plug in those factors into the Flow Designer. All right. Now that you guys know how to utilize the Flow Designer correctly with its best practices, I do want to mention that I do have a community where if you have any doubts, any questions, any snapshots from GoHighLevel and Synthflow that you guys want in there, just join up. The link into this is right under the description. And as you guys can see, there are a lot of things that you guys are going to be able to get within this community that is completely free, including free courses, right? So join up. You're not going to regret it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to say hi to you, and I will see you very soon. So with that being said, click subscribe down below. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys for doing that. Comment down below if you have any questions whatsoever. I always get them answered within a couple of minutes. So I'm always there for you guys. All right. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.